chamber was older than memory, carved from the bones of a shattered moon, bathed in a soft blue glow that came from nowhere and cast no shadows. It was a patient light, the kind that had witnessed civilizations rise and dissolve without blinking. At its center sat Rathan Vau, one of the oldest Dravosi alive, 4 millennia of thought etched into every measured breath, every dim flicker of the luminous tendrils draping from his skull. Time had dulled their brilliance, but not his 6 eyes, aligned in 2 calm rows, sharp and heavy with the weight of all he had seen and carried. Around him, new delegates from young civilizations recently joined to the Galactic Concord sat dwarfed in their oversized chairs. They stared at Rathan like students awaiting a story that had shifted from rumor to truth. He let the silence press on them until its weight became unbearable. Then he spoke. "You wonder why 3 seats on the High Council remain empty," he said, voice low and rough like stone scraping stone. "No one would answer you, so you have come to me. I will tell you, but understand this is not just history. It is confession." He leaned forward, and the chamber seemed to tilt with him. "I will tell you where we erred, and what rose from the shadow of that mistake." He spoke of humanity, how elder races had dismissed them as too young, too chaotic, too fragile to matter. Their warnings were ignored, greetings unanswered, people left unprotected when Nova Catalina was erased in fire. The Concord voted almost unanimously to do nothing. Over 2 million souls reduced to a footnote. When he reached the moment of the vote, his tendrils dimmed. "We told them their grief didn't matter," he whispered. "That they didn't matter." That day, the galaxy revealed its cold, mechanical face, carved from apathy. He described the years of silence that followed, how the Concord mistook it for extinction, never imagining it was patience. Humanity returned, not with rage, but with precision, purpose, and clarity the elder races had never known. Their fleets dismantled empires, freed the enslaved, humbled the proud, and exposed crimes buried under millennia of dust. "They did not come to rule us," he said. "They came to show us what we had become." He recounted the human ambassador, Ada Akafer, walking alone into the grand chamber, carrying a small white box. She opened it to reveal a child's skull recovered from the ashes of Nova Catalina and placed it before the most powerful beings in the galaxy. "I remember standing there, breath caught, the room frozen around that small, fragile reminder of everything we had ignored," Rathan said. She spoke only 3 words. "We are still here." Those words shattered the elder races more completely than any fleet ever could. War was survivable. Truth was not. Humanity forced us to face the weight of every life we had dismissed as unworthy, Rathan continued. We spent ages believing strength earned authority. But in that moment, we understood compassion was the greater power, and we had abandoned it long ago. The delegates sat motionless, none daring to breathe. He told them how humanity refused a throne, refused dominance, refused to become what the elder races had been. Instead, they helped rebuild the galaxy, lifting the crushed, offering protection without asking for tribute, positioning themselves at civilization's edges, not as conquerors but as sentinels. "We expected vengeance," Rathan said quietly. "They gave us responsibility." He spoke of Salath, the analyst who had warned the Concord from the beginning, whose reports were ignored, mocked, archived unread. She lived long enough to witness humanity's return and their rebuilding efforts. She and Ada Akafer became unlikely friends across the negotiation table, united by vision and grief. When Salath passed peacefully, humanity honored her unexpectedly. A space station named for her, a crossroads of species and cultures, sanctuary glowing at the intersection of 6 trade routes, inscribed, "For the one who saw us when others would not." Rathan's tendrils glowed faintly, warmer than they had in decades. He looked at the young delegates, the inheritors of a galaxy reshaped by a species once scorned as insignificant. "And now," he said softly, "you must see them too." At the back of the chamber, the human delegation sat silent, watchful. At the front, a tall woman with steady eyes and close-cut gray hair met each delegate's gaze in turn. On her wrist were the coordinates of Nova Catalina. She said nothing. She didn't need to. In that gaze was a promise older than any Concord law. "We see you. We remember. And we will not let the galaxy forget again." Rathan watched her, tendrils glowing faintly, warm as soil thawing after centuries. He turned once more to the delegates crowding the hall. "The galaxy," he said gently, "is impossibly old, and yet it learned its simplest truth from its youngest species. Nothing alive is ever too small to matter. He exhaled slowly, releasing a burden held for centuries. We were the monsters in this tale. They chose mercy. And because of that mercy, we stand here today. Able to learn, able to change, able to speak of our failures instead of being buried by them. The silence settled, heavy, reverent, unbroken. Beyond the chamber's vast windows, the stars turned in their endless arcs. Somewhere between those distant lights, humanity kept vigil, patient, watchful, unyielding, guarding a galaxy that had once refused to see them at all. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.